Once again, my guest is Suzanne Ross. Welcome to StreetWise Street Scene.
Thank you, Greg.
Susan is a very innovative author. She's written a book called The Wicked Truth.
Yes.
Right?
When good people do bad things.
When good people do bad things. That's in relations to the play that's downtown, Wicked, right? What inspired you to write this book?
Well, I have been intrigued by what happens to our ideas of being good and wicked when we actually hear the story that the wicked person has to tell.
Okay.
The story of the musical Wicked tells us the story of the Wicked Witch of the West from The Wizard of Oz. And it's the story that no one wants to hear in the movie.
Now, is this takes place before the movie, or what happens after the movie?
Yes, this is what happens that before Dorothy drops in. Okay. Yes, and the end of the musical shows us the arrival of Dorothy in her house and the tornado coming in, and so Dorothy and her friends are being pursued through the movie by this wicked witch. And no one ever stops to ask her why she's so upset, or how did she end up living all alone by herself in a big castle with monkeys as her companions. But the musical Wicked asks that story, asks that question. How did she get to be called Wicked? And the first question that starts the musical is, are people born wicked, or do they have wickedness thrust upon them?
I mean, as they learn to be wicked, or?
Well, no, actually, they get labeled as wicked. They become scapegoated. So they are the people who get blamed for everything that goes wrong. And the reason that people call them wicked is so they can feel justified to blame them for everything. Okay,
so they use it as a scapegoat.
Yeah.
So did this come to you after watching The Wizard of Oz, or did it just hit you when you were watching Wicked?
Well, when I was watching The Wizard of Oz, I loved the good beats evil and the little girl triumphs in the end, you know. And I actually came across a contemporary scholar who said, you know what, a lot of times the people who we are really absolutely sure are the most wicked people in the world are really just serving our own need to feel good about ourselves. And when I saw the musical, I realized that Schwartz and Holtzman, who wrote the show, were actually putting that idea in musical form. Mm-hmm. And we're saying, you know, why do we have to have evil, wicked enemies out there? Are they really wicked, or do we need them to be wicked for our own self-interest,
to make us feel better about ourselves?
Yeah.
Well, you know, I definitely was raised on the concept of treating people like you like to be treated, you know. And I definitely did. I watched The Wizard of Oz, and I got a chance to see Wicked. I love musicals. You know, ever since I was a young child, I did plays. My first play I ever did was Jesus Christ Superstar. We also did The Wizard of Oz. I played the part of Judas, and I thought that was kind of a bad thing when I was younger. But when you really find, as far as where Jesus Christ Superstars come from, Judas was really actually the lead part in the play. So as far as Wicked and Streetwise, in the book that you did, we're collaborating on a project where you're helping our vendors to empower themselves to employment. They're going to be helping you with this promotion thing you're doing with Wicked, with your wristbands. And what is your goal to get out of this?
Well, what we're doing is we've taken out an ad in the playbill in the theater. And we thought that it might be fun to hand out these little wristbands that say The Wicked Witch was framed.
Okay.
With our website where you can buy the book. And, you know, we thought it was a great idea, but implementing it, you know, you can't just have anybody go out and stand on a street corner. It takes a certain skill and training and professionalism to hand things out and not offend people as they're walking by you. And as we were planning for it in our meeting, StreetWise vendors immediately came to mind.
And we definitely appreciate you for keeping us in mind, because, I know personally that we have a lot of professional vendors who sell the paper. And you have to understand, we have a vendor force of 210 men and women who sell the paper, who empower themselves through employment. And we're picking out some of the top vendors who've represented throughout the Chicagoland area that's going to be working on this project with us. So these are people who treat their location like a paper stand, they treat it like a store. They treat it like a business, and they know what it's like being out, working outside and working with people. So this is going to help them for with extra income. And it's like an incentive that we have. When outside organizations come to us and they have different projects, the incentive is to bring them in to be a part of that. They're looking forward to working with you guys on this project, and they're going to be out there on Randolph around State Street working this project around Dearborn. This project is going to start September 1st, and so we're going to be covering the whole perimeter. They're going to have the StreetWise gear out there, and they're going to be passing out the ribbons, the wristbands, and I'm going to try to get it up right there so that our viewers can see, if they can really see it. That's on top of the edition that's going to be released this Wednesday at 7 o'clock. I don't know if they can get a really good view of the wristband, but it is right there. And StreetWise is going to be working together with Suzanne Ross and helping her promote the Wicked Truth. And I appreciate you for coming on our show and definitely keeping us in mind as far as helping our vendors to help themselves. I really appreciate it now, and we'd like to have you back if you write another book.
I'm in the process.
Good versus Evil. This is Suzanne Ross. Suzanne Ross is an author of The Wicked Truth, and she's going to be definitely working with StreetWise in the present this September, and in the future we're going to be looking forward to working with Suzanne Ross. Now, still we do have the wristband